Hey there, and welcome to today's Explainer. Get ready because today we are meeting a real-life, honest-to-goodness garden superhero. They're tiny, they're super fuzzy, and they are literally some of the hardest workers on planet Earth. Yep, you guessed it, we are talking about the amazing, buzzing honeybee.
So, I've got a massive question for you. Have you ever wondered how bees actually make that sweet, sticky, gooey honey that you just love to drizzle all over your pancakes or toast? It doesn't just magically appear in a jar, right? Well, you're in for a real treat today. We're going to dive right in and find out exactly how these little heroes pull it off.
Let's think about our buzzing friends' super cool body parts for a second. They have this long, built-in straw right near their mouth. That fancy thing is called a proboscis. Try saying that. Proboscis. They use it exactly like a juice box straw to slurp up sweet nectar from flowers. And their back legs? They actually have these tiny little built-in pockets called pollen baskets to carry their food all the way home. How absolutely cool is that? 200. That is a massive number. A busy honeybee beats its wings an unbelievable 200 times every single second. 1, 2, 3, just imagine. That insanely fast flapping is exactly what makes that famous buzzing sound you hear when you're out in the garden. I mean, try flapping your arms 200 times in just 1 second. Total madness, right? Impossible for us, but for a honeybee, it's just a normal Tuesday.
And just like real superheroes, bees actually have supervision. I'm not kidding. Bees can see these secret ultraviolet colors on flowers that our human eyes literally cannot even see. To a bee, it's almost like the flowers had these glowing neon signs pointing right to where the yummy nectar is hidden. It's like their own secret language, saying, "Hey bee, over here, free food."
Now, when a bee finally finds that hidden nectar treasure, they obviously have to tell all their friends about it. But here's the thing, bees don't use words to talk. Instead, they dance. Yep, if the flowers are really far away, they do this funny wiggly walk called the waggle dance. But if the flowers are just close by, they do a round dance right in a circle. Come on, try to wiggle in your seat right now. Show me your best waggle dance. But get this, they don't just dance to show the way. To share the exact secret location, the dancing bee actually lets their friends smell the flower's scent right off their own fuzzy body. They'll even share a tiny little taste of the sweet nectar they found. And, my favorite part, they use the angle of the sun up in the sky to give perfect directions. They are basically brilliant little map makers.
So, making that yummy honey takes 4 steps. It's like a recipe. Step 1, the bee drinks up the nectar from the flowers. Step 2, they store it in a special second stomach. Think of it like a built-in backpack called the honey stomach. Step 3, they zoom back to the hive and actually pass the nectar mouth to mouth to their friends. And finally, step 4, they fan their wings super fast over the nectar to dry it all out.
Okay, wait a second. I know step 3 sounds a little bit yuck, right? But it's totally true. Bees really do pass the nectar mouth to mouth. It's a fancy word called regurgitation, basically throwing up in a good way. And they actually chew it with their bee friends for 30 whole minutes. This wild teamwork mixes in special enzymes from the bees that magically transform that sugary flower juice into the thick, sweet honey we get to eat. So once the nectar is finally turned into honey, where in the world do they put it? Right into the honeycomb. These are perfectly shaped, 6-sided little wax jars. It's like a giant puzzle. The entire inside of a beehive is basically a massive wall of these little jars where the bees safely store all their honey for the cold winter. And guess what? It's even where they raise their cute little bee babies.
And trust me, they need a whole lot of those jars. Because a single busy hive isn't just a handful of bees. Oh no. A hive can be a bustling, buzzing megacity with up to 60,000 bees all living together under one roof. 60,000! That is a giant, superpowered team working side by side every single day to keep their hive healthy, safe, and strong.
But even with a massive team of 60,000 bees, making honey is incredibly hard work. Believe it or not, one single honeybee makes only 1/12 of a teaspoon of honey in her entire lifetime. 1/12? That is barely a single drop of honey for all that work. It really just goes to show how precious every single jar of honey in your kitchen really is, and how much crazy teamwork it takes to fill it up. But listen, our buzzing best friends do so much more than just make sweet honey and fly around the playground. Actually, scratch that. Making honey isn't even their biggest job. Their absolute most important job in the whole wide world is helping our plants and crops grow big and strong. You see, as they fly around hunting for nectar, bees accidentally move pollen from one plant to another plant. This amazing process is called pollination. In fact, bees pollinate about 75% of all flowering plants. That means without our little bee buddies working so hard, we absolutely wouldn't have crunchy apples, sweet blueberries, juicy melons, fresh cucumbers, or even tasty almonds. They literally keep our whole ecosystem alive and keep our dinner plates totally full of delicious, healthy foods.
So here is my final big question for you guys today. The very next time you eat a sweet honey treat or take a giant bite out of a crisp, juicy apple, will you remember to say a quick thank you to a honeybee? Because they truly are nature's tiny, hardworking superheroes. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, everyone. Keep asking questions and keep exploring the amazing nature right in your very own backyard. See you next time.